Breaking news, Commanders Nation. Get ready for the most explosive updates shaking all of Washington, D.C. What's happening with our team is unbelievable, and you need to know now. Adam Peters just dropped a bomb about Latimore's future that's splitting the fan base. His comments on the cornerback's injuries and adaptation. Stunning! What he revealed about his future with the team will leave you speechless. But that's not all. Frankie louu just showed us why he's the heart of this team with a message that's shaking the whole Commanders Nation. His reaction after falling to the Eagles. Legendary! This moment will go down in franchise history. And when you thought it couldn't get any better, Dami Brown makes an explosive revelation about his future with Washington. His playoff stats are insane, but what he said about staying with the team, you need to hear it to believe it. Don't move! This is vital information for every Commanders fan. Hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell because the truth needs to be told. HTTR. This story is just beginning, and you need to be here to see it unfold. You're not going to believe what's happening with Marshawn Latimore. Do you know what Adam Peters just said about all this drama? Let me tell you this, our GM just shut down all the rumors about Latimore's future with a statement that left me speechless. Look, let's be honest here, we all saw that game against the Eagles. Latimore lost his cool, made mistakes at crucial moments, and the fans are fired up. But you know what? I think we need to step back and look at the bigger picture. Remember when he came over from the Saints? He came in with a hamstring injury that held him to just 2 games during the regular season. 2 games! And now everyone wants to write him off. But let me ask you this, how do you expect a player to adapt to a new team while injured and learning a new defensive system? Peters was clear in his press conference. Here's exactly what he said. Marshawn came into a tough situation. He was injured, learning a new defense, getting to know new teammates. But what was incredible was seeing how he improved and adapted. And you know what else? Peters is excited to have Latimore for a full preseason. A full preseason, people. Now let me ask you this, doesn't a player who's been to the Pro Bowl 4 times deserve at least a fair shot? A full, healthy season to learn the system from scratch? Let me tell you something else, Latimore is a fierce competitor. Sure, he can push the line sometimes, but you know what? That same intensity is what made him one of the league's best cornerbacks. And all this criticism, all this negativity, you know what it's going to do? It's going to fuel him. My prediction, in 2025, with Dan Quinn and Joe Witt Jr. working with him from day one, we're going to see the real Marshawn Latimore. The Latimore who was Defensive Rookie of the Year. The Latimore who locks down half the field on his own. So here's my question for you. Are you really ready to give up on a player of this caliber because of half a season where he was playing through injury? Listen to this. Frankie louu just did something that left me completely speechless. Let me tell you, in the middle of all the pain from that Eagles loss, louu showed us why he's one of the true leaders of this team. And do you know why I say that? Because instead of hiding, instead of disappearing, he comes out and does something extraordinary. Check this out. He goes on Twitter and writes, "To the best fans in football. Thank you. See you next year." Can you believe it? In the middle of one of the most painful losses, he's thinking about you, the fans. Now, let me ask you this. How many players do this? How many have the courage to think about the fans after a defeat like that? I'll tell you, not many. Not many. And I think this is bigger than just a tweet. This speaks to character, to leadership, to understanding what it means to wear this jersey. Because, let's face it, what is a team without its fans? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know what struck me the most? The timing. Louu chose this moment, when the pain is fresh, when we're all processing that loss to the Eagles, to remind us that this is about more than winning or losing. It's about community. It's about family. So now I'll ask you, Commanders fans, isn't this exactly what we needed to hear? Isn't this the kind of player we want on our team? A warrior on the field and a leader off it. Let me tell you something else. That message from louu isn't just a thank you. It's a promise. When he says see you next year, he's saying we'll come back stronger. And I believe in that promise. Because this season, despite how it ended, showed us something special. It showed us that we've got players who don't just play for the logo, they understand what it means to be part of this family. Here's my question for you. Isn't it players like louu, who grasp the importance of the connection with the fans that are helping us build something bigger than just a football team? Drop your comments below. What message would you send to louu? Attention Commanders Nation! We need to talk about Dami Brown, and it's urgent. Did you hear what he just said about staying in Washington? Let me tell you, this is a big deal. And you know why? Because this guy stepped up when we needed him most. Check out these numbers. 14 receptions, 229 yards, and 1 touchdown in the playoffs. In the playoffs, people. And you know what's even crazier? 89 and 98 yards in the biggest games. This is no coincidence. So now let me ask you this, can we really afford to lose a receiver who's hitting his prime at 25 years old? 25 years old! He's just starting to show what he's truly capable of. But here's where it gets interesting. Brown said it wouldn't be a problem to stay, but at the end of the day, it's still a business. And I think we've got to read between the lines here. What's he really telling us? That he wants to stay but also wants to get paid what he's worth. And I don't blame him. You know what worries me? That this guy earned just $1.3 million in 2024. $1.3 million! With the kind of performances he's been giving in clutch moments, other teams are going to come for him with deeper pockets. So now I'll ask Adam Peters and the front office this, are you going to let a receiver walk away who's just hitting his peak? A player who knows our system and has proven he can deliver in the biggest moments? Let me tell you something else, Brown isn't just stats. He's a receiver who's grown with this team, who understands our culture, and who's proving he can be the perfect complement for our offense. My prediction, if we let Brown go, we'll regret it. And I'm not talking years from now, I'm talking next season when we see him making explosive plays in another jersey. Here's my question for you, Commanders family, how much do you think we should offer Dami Brown to keep him in Washington? Does he deserve a big contract based on his playoff performance? Commanders family! Today we've covered crucial topics for our team, and I want to hear your thoughts. Can we really dismiss the talent of a player for half a season playing through injuries? Greatness requires perseverance. Speaking of greatness, isn't it inspiring to see how players like louu understand that being a commander goes beyond the field? It's this spirit that builds dynasties and unites our community. And about our Dami Brown, what's the fair price to keep his talent in Washington? His playoff performance speaks for itself, but we want your opinion. If you're not already part of this amazing family, now's the time. Click that subscribe button, activate the notification bell, and join the conversation in the comments. Together we're building something bigger than a football team. We're building a community, a family, a dynasty. And remember, hail to the Redskins!